Okay, here's my audience. Think I got them all?
Off-camera stuff. Nope, there we are.
There we are. And that should work. And here are my notes highlighted for when I need to change slides and for quotes. Technological difficulties. Okay, now we'll get started. Hopefully that can see me okay. So today I'm going to explain to you how do we get the job we want from a resume and what do employers want to see. I want to help explain some of the elements that employers are looking for, since most of us will have to do a resume at least once in our life, but some of us several times throughout our lives. In the past 3 years, I've submitted resumes for at least 5 jobs, which I thought would fit my background and experience well, but I got no calls back from them. So I'll explain about that in a little bit more detail later. What I'm presenting to you will help to inform you about some basics, formatting, and customization that will help to hopefully get you your next interview. So first of all, it's important to understand what a resume is not, and according to Resume Genius in their article, How to Write a Resume, it's not a log of your job history, it's not a summary of your skills, and it's not going to automatically get you the job. Additionally, from the same article by Resume Genius, a resume, in explaining what it is an advertisement, and you are the product. Your goal is to get the hiring managers to buy into what you're selling, which means giving you an interview. That was a direct quote from their site. So now that we've covered what a resume is and some of the basics, let's go on to formatting. So formatting can determine if your resume gets 2 seconds or 10 minutes worth of your potential employer's attention. And according to Allison Doyle from The Balance in How to Create a Professional Resume, an unprofessional resume, one that's difficult to read, confusing, covered in errors, or unrelated to the job the person is applying for, will get tossed in the trash right away. So nobody wants to see their work go into the trash can. Things that you can do to avoid that are to be clear, concise, and legible. Don't use hard-to-read fonts, and keep the font size between 10 to 12. Keep the font size between 10 to 12 points. The heading titles and your name can be bold and have bullet points if you like. But the main point about the formats is to make sure that you're consistent in all of the different sections. Margins, usually they want to see 1/2 inch to 1 inch margins. It should be, all of the points in your resume should be focused and highlight the job that you are applying for. They should not be unrelated to the job. Of course, detailed personal information should be kept out. And the length, they like to see 1 page, but 2 pages max. If you need to go 2 pages, if you have that much that's valid for the job you're applying for, then go 2 pages. But most importantly is proofread everything. Have everybody else that you can think of proofread it. As soon as somebody sees an error on your resume, they're not going to pay any more attention to it. And then after you've proofread it, have it done again, just to give it a second eye, another look. So the header on your resume can include should include your name, address, zip code, phone number, and email address. The phone number should be one you're actually going to answer with a voice recording that is professional, and email address that is also one that's professional, not something odd. And according to Aaron Greenwald from the Muse, the top third of your resume should be the best-selling points about your experience and accomplishment, because this is what the employers are going to see first. So Now that we've looked at basics and formatting a little bit, lastly, let's look at what can set yours apart, your resume apart from everybody else's. So, according to the experts, it seems that customization is a key element. I'll go into that a little bit more. Susan Heathfield, in her article, "The Resume is Your First View of a Job Candidate," from a website called The Balance. She says that savvy candidates customize their resume and cover letter to help you, the potential employer, quickly determine that they are qualified for your job opening. And then also, along with this, Heather Human from Glassdoor.com. "Each time you apply for a job, carefully dissect the job posting. Create a list of skills, knowledge, and experience required for the position that match your experience. After you have after you have created a list, identify the strongest matches, and then those will be the keywords that you'll use throughout your entire resume." So then, along with customization, wording is equally as important. There are certain verbs that are better to use than others. They're called accomplishment verbs. And some examples of those are on the screen, but some examples of those are structured, utilized, achieved, maintained. Adversely, there are also some words to avoid. Even though you would think they'd be good, apparently employers no longer like them. Detail-oriented, strategic thinker, hard worker, go-to person, words like this. So we've looked at basics, formatting, and customization, and these items should help you be better prepared to develop a resume that yields results. Customization seems to be the key, along with proofreading for format, spelling, and grammar. Earlier I mentioned not getting calls back on ones that I had submitted myself. I found that with this research, several key items that I was doing wrong, one of which is none of my resume was customized for who I was applying to. I included an objective statement that was merely a placeholder on the document. It had no purpose for the job that I was applying for. It did not include any of the accomplishment verbs, and it actually included several of the words that it says we should avoid. It did not advertise or promote for me. It was merely reporting about me. And it included 25 years of work history, which I'm sure that my work as a cashier at a gas station has nothing to do with any professional job that I'm going to try to get now. So I need to consolidate that. So in all, by remembering these suggestions and learning from my mistakes, I hope that you can at least get the interview for your next job that you've been searching for. That's it.